Hey, beloveds, how y'all doing today? Tyra here with Inspired Life, where I help women to nurture their whole bodies, mind, body, and spirit. It is my delight to equip women to apprehend overwhelm, to nourish their bodies, and to nurture their spirits. And that's what living fully is. We cannot live fully unless we take a holistic approach and minister to all parts of us. Listen, I was just sitting down here to eat my lunch. And before I eat breakfast, before I eat lunch, before I eat dinner, I always say my grace. And then this thought occurred to me. If you caught the title of the broadcast, you see it. Stop saying your grace then. It was a scathing kind of rebuke, and the Lord wasn't giving it necessarily to me, but he was commanding me to tell the people to stop saying their grace. And I'm like, Lord, this is crazy. You want me to tell people to do that? And he said, yes, tell the people to stop saying their grace. So when I heard that word, it shook me right to the core. I couldn't even get to my lunch. Let me tell y'all something. I am ready to eat this lunch. You hear me? This lunch is looking mighty good. I've got some massage kale here with some peppers, some red onion, some cucumber, and it is all bathed in a good avocado. Them greens have been massaged with lime juice and some good fresh sea salt, like rock salt. So it's good. I also have right here for my lunch, so with my salad, I am going to eat this alkaline jerk patty. This recipe is courtesy of Ty's Conscious Kitchen. This thing, I had this for my lunch yesterday. Y'all, this is alkaline eating at its best. You hear me? This thing is good. I am so ready to get into this lunch. But listen, I can't even eat my lunch yet, because the Lord told me that I had to give y'all this message to stop saying your grace. Now, why would the Lord say that? Why do people say grace? Listen, grace is a tradition that no matter one's religious affiliation, many people, many cultures, many customs have a practice of giving thanks before they eat their food. Whether we see that in the Bible with Jesus breaking bread and giving thanks, whether we see that from Paul in the Bible, whether we see that from Asian cultures, lots of people have a practice of breaking bread and then giving thanks for it. Some people say the grace pre-meal. Some people say the grace post-meal. Some cultures have a litany of different types of grace. Children have a different kind of grace. Adults may have a different kind of grace. Listen, it is a basic practice of giving thanks for food. But the Lord wanted me to urge you, why bother saying your grace if the food that you are about to consume is not a nourishment to your body? The Lord wanted me to ask you, why are you asking him to bless this food that you are about to receive for the nourishment of your body if this food is not going to nourish your body? He wanted me to ask you, do you expect him to bless your mess? If you got mess on your plate, do you expect him to bless your mess? Mrs. Dalton, thank you for joining. I was just about to eat my real good lunch here of my kale salad and the rest of my alkaline patty. And as I was about to say my grace, I got stopped in my tracks where the Lord told me to tell the people, stop saying your grace then. Stop saying your grace if what you are eating is going to defile your temple. Stop asking the Lord to bless the food in the hands that prepare when you know you are consuming trash. Stop it. Stop it. wants you to hear this word in Isaiah 55:2. This is what it says. Why spend your money on bread and your labor on that which does not satisfy? He said, listen to me and eat what is good, and you will delight in the richest fare. Let me say that again. Y'all might need to write this down. Isaiah 55:2. Somebody drop it in the comments. And you might want to sit with that for a minute. Why do you spend your wages? Why do you spend money on what is not bread, and your labor, your hard-earned money, on that which does not satisfy? Listen to me is what the word says. And eat what is good. And what is the good that you should be eating? You can't be praying over your Stouffer's TV dinner meal, whatever that thing is, and expecting God to bless that. Some say that the grace or the blessing was in part to sanctify or cleanse the food that may have been riddled with like bacteria, because perhaps we did not have the refrigeration processes or the processes to keep the food fresh. And so then we really had to bless it and pray over it. Perhaps that was applicable for that day and time. Today, you have access. You get to choose to eat from the good of the earth. You get to choose to eat the Genesis 1:29 foods, the seed-bearing fruits, the seed-bearing vegetables, the plants, the good of the earth. In Revelation 22, it tells us that the leaves on the trees are for the healing of the nations. So if we want to give God our thanks, we can thank him by doing things which honor the body. Since the body is the temple where the Holy Spirit resides, everything we do to this body is either going to grieve the Spirit within or glorify it. What a wonderful way that we can show and give our thanks, not merely in the saying of grace, but in doing things that actually bring honor and bring glory to this temple. So if you want to go ahead and keep eating foolishness and keep eating trash, you do that. But the next time you say your grace, I hope you think about this message. I love you. This is the only reason why I'm bringing this message. It would be so nice for me to just come on here and talk about how I made this kale salad and how I made this alkaline patty. And, you know, that would be a really nice, warm, friendly, easy message to deliver. Hey, Maura, thanks for joining. But the message that the Lord wants me to tell you today is think about why you're saying your grace. And if what you're saying your grace over is not pleasing to the Father, then why even bother? If you're thanking him for this food, if you're thanking him for the hands that have prepared it, if it is to be a nourishment in your body, then make sure that all lines up. And you don't have to be a nutritionist to do that. Thank you for dropping that Isaiah 55:2 in there. That's one you got to sit with that thing for a minute. Woo! It's not an easy one to digest, but you know, we got to take the full canon of the word. We don't get to pick and choose which parts of this we want to know, trust, and believe. Listen, we got to take the whole thing. And sometimes it ain't easy to swallow. Sometimes it's not so palatable. Sometimes it hits you like the bitters. Like when I drink a concoction of burdock and yellow dock so that I can have my iron. It's bitter. It's bitter to my tongue. But I know that it's going to fuel my body and feed myself. So I just got to take that bitter hit of that burdock and that yellow dock. Throw that one in there for free. So the Isaiah 55:2 is not an easy one to grasp. Not so palatable. But we want to think about that. How can we give thanks? We can give thanks by showing God that we will honor him and that he will be glorified in this physical temple where his spirit resides. So friends, I love y'all. That was just a quick word for today. Leave your thoughts. Leave your comments. Be sure to let me know what you think about this. And surely, the next time you go to say your grace, you're going to think about this word and make sure that what you're consuming lines up with his word, that it will be an honor to the temple and not a defilement. Yes, you may be grateful for the food that you're about to receive. Yes, it may be pleasing to your palate, but is it going to glorify the God within you? So think about that, friends. So blessings to you all. As always, it is my prayer that you've been inspired to live fully.